What's up? What's up, Leah?
What's up, D?
How you feeling? What's
I'm
cracking?
good.
How
I'm
you
good.
doing? How's your family doing?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. How about you?
We good. We good. We about to talk about some white supremacy today.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
I love white supremacy.
All right. So let's start off with this. Wait, hang on. Let me see if I could
We need to be the party of nationalism, and I'm a Christian and I say it proudly.
I am a Christian, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
We should be Christian nationalists.
A Christian nation.
The church is supposed to direct government, not the opposite.
Christianity is the underpinning of this country, our moral strength, our government rights and responsibilities.
We were founded by very strong Christians. These were men of faith.
Every sign of our Declaration of Independence was, in fact, a Christian.
Anti-racist is a whole weird ideology that, quite frankly, tries to make white people second-class citizens.
White Americans are being treated as second-class citizens.
There are now two standards of justice.
It's a dual system of justice.
They care more about the illegal immigrants at the border than they do the American people. They're giving out handouts to them.
Our country just don't care about us Americans. It's all about a handout to all the illegal immigrants.
The foreign-born population is now growing by 132,000 people every month.
The non-whites are reproducing rapidly.
If we continue on this trajectory, eventually there will be no more native-born Americans.
Our people literally are an endangered species. Our people are having few children. We've got to start protecting our race.
If you're white, you have to go to the back of the line, discriminating against white people.
There is racial discrimination going on right now in this country against massive numbers of white Americans.
How precisely is diversity our strength?
So how is diversity our strength?
And I'll point out, listen, the Democrats are the party of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
so
I mean,
kidney juices flowing.
nobody in there said supremacy, but I mean, because nationalism is
Well, that little
thing.
propaganda piece was trying to liken Tucker Carlson to and Trump to the Ku Klux Klan, and trying to make all Christian conservative people seem like they're racist KKK members.
No, I mean, definitely there's, in my opinion, and my understanding, I should say, is that there is racism is deeply rooted in Christianity and in the missions and in the colonization of brown places globally,
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily, I don't know. The Ku Klux Klan is a whole nother beast. Like, it's white. First of all, America, I like to say, is like a beautiful tree with poison roots. Like, poison blood flows through her poison roots, and then she bears poison fruits. Like, it doesn't, until you fix that, which I don't know if it's possible. It's always going to be a thing. Like, white supremacy is. But see, all those people that were talking, I'm not afraid of them. Like, they don't threaten me in any way. Like, neither do the Tiki Torch white boys, none of that shit. The ones that threaten me are the banks, like the ones in the banks at the top of the chain, and the ones that are like, old money. They've been talking about this since, the bloodline was planned, and those are the ones that worry me. I don't worry. The covert kind is the kind I worry about. That overt, like, we need to be white national now. I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think, though, that the way that they're framing it and making it seem like all white people are racist, I think that there is sort of a war on white people right now, and like a war on white men, especially. And I mean, I'm not like.
It might be more of a trigger point, though. Like, they're trying to trigger them into freaking out and making themselves look even worse. So, that could be the same way.
It worked with January 6th. I mean,
Why do you say that?
Because look, they're still holding their show trial over that.
Oh, but what do you mean? Like, what triggered what? Like, the people.
Well, the election triggered the people, and they walked right into a trap.
Right into a trap, yeah.
Right.
That was so well played, though. You gotta give it to him. Like, that was well played, but it's starting to backfire on him.
I don't know how well it was played or whatever. I mean, I
I
thought it
mean,
was
they
pretty
got him. They
sloppy,
got
but
that was like the catalyst to like,
yeah, they got a lot of people. I can't believe that it went as far as it did. Like people still believe that there was an
I
insurrection.
can't.
I
And
just
like my people, like people I consider like-minded.
like
I'm like,
yeah, like
oh
smart
my God, you
people.
guys. Yeah,
Like
like
come on, like a
enlightenment.
coup d'état is like a whole different thing. We it got a little rowdy. It's the
I know a
people's
coup
house.
d'etat. Like you guys should look up, like, because there's only been one successful coup d'etat in the United States, and that was against in was it Delaware? I get the two because it's Wilmington, so it's Wilmington, North Carolina, or Wilmington, Virginia. Virginia. It's one of those two where they had the all black government. It was almost like a all black everything, but I mean,
Mhm.
everyone was coexisting, and that was a coup d'etat that should be noted, and that was the only
Right.
one, the only successful one in the United States. That was not a coup d'etat. Those people were not
No.
even. They had no plan.
No. That was a tailgate party. That's what that was.
Exactly. There was no
That got a
meeting of
little out of
minds.
hand.
They didn't discuss like, yeah.
But like, do you think that white people are? Do you think that that's what's happening right now? Do you think
I
that
do
that's
think
like
that
is that one of their is that a tool that they're sharpening in their divide and conquer knife
absolutely,
drawer?
absolutely. Because, but they know that they're playing off of something inside of white people inherently in this country that is, there is something in them that considers themselves supreme. I won't say all white people, obviously, but it is instilled in them. Like and it's not even blatant. It's like if everything you see growing up is all white, and everything the same way what it did to black children growing up seeing everything all white, it was the opposite effect. Just like some things that are stuck in our system negatively affect black people, it positively affects white people. It's just a part of the system. That's the real systematic and the whole systematic extravaganza. It's systemic, I should say, because I changed that. But like the systemic racism is real. They've just bastardized it and turned it into what America turns it into. Like they take the most sacred of things that is a real thing and they turn it into something so
But if
convoluted and
white dudes are under attack, what are they supposed to do about it?
um
Like, how are they supposed to act? What are they supposed to do?
I don't know, maybe the best action is to say nothing because it makes them look worse when they say stuff. It just triggers a whole bunch of like white people have everything and white people blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, that's not working. And also part of me wants to say they should just take it. We took it for hella long. Just take it. You'll be okay. And if you're not, what are we really losing? Is that wrong? That's wrong to say.
Is what wrong? Say that again.
I just think that is wrong to say. I just said either just sit back and take it because we did for this long. And if not, what are we really losing? But then I thought that was wrong.
That's
because
look, stop. I can't go with you there.
But like the white race, though, like come on, like let it go. Let the white pride is just.
Yeah, I disagree.
I don't know.
I think that I think that if black people have a right to be proud, then white people have a right to be proud.
We didn't say who said black people have a right to be proud.
But they do.
Well, why do you say that white people? Okay, but the reason why the black pride comes from being a subjugated group that was never told that they were anything but slaves and
but that's not true.
And criminals. Well, no, in the public.
That's only true if you go back a couple hundred years. But that's
not a couple hundred years. No, that's not true. That they were told that they were slaves in a war on the mind. If you go to school and the first thing you learn that black people were slaves. That's psychologically what that does is
okay.
It makes you feel like that's what you're worthy of. Your culture was taken from you. You don't have any teachings. We don't even learn about Mansa Musa, no Buffalo Soldiers, no Nat Turner, nothing. Like it's not a good thing, like to do to a kid's psyche to see everything that was good was done by a white person in a country where race is prevalent.
See, I don't know. I see again, that feels like an outdated take on things.
Maybe
I'm looking at white boys worshiping LeBron James, like and 50 Cent, like
that's it.
Stop
that's
with the bullshit.
That's it. Balls and ball player or rappers, like that's it. Like we didn't. What about all the inventions? What about
stop acting like Michael Eric Dyson is the not Michael Eric Dyson, but Mike. physicist? I can't stand Michael Eric Dyson. Dude,
I don't even. Oh, you're talking about
that's the wordy dude.
God, it just fell out of my head.
At any rate, whenever they want to talk physics, they bring him out like, he's the black guy, right? He's the one that knows how to talk about it. So there's that, right? Barack Obama was president.
He doesn't.
Right?
He's not black though. He doesn't claim black. And Obama, we already know. I'm just saying.
Listen.
Go ahead. I think that was a glass ceiling that was broken with Obama, but not once you learn the truth, it hurts even more. Like it hurts the people more.
What the hell is his name?
DeGrasse.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yes, thank you.
DeGrasse.
Right.
But he's not a pro-black person. Like that's not.
Well, okay.
He's just a person, which is
cool. You could argue Clarence Thomas too. You could argue Clarence Thomas. I mean,
how about somebody that isn't demonized? Because Clarence Thomas is so demonized on the left that there's no way you can feel pride in that unless you're really, really raised with extreme conservative values.
Sorry, brother on the Supreme Court. I don't care. Sorry.
I mean, that's
like if you can't catch that, then you're not really trying. You don't gotta agree with him.
But he's so bad. He's so demonized. Like he's attached to being rapey and all that stuff, and then he's attached to
right. But if you listen to the man,
no, of course, that's
because I'm not
a mature mind. That's a mature.
I got you that he's okay. I'm with you that he's demonized. Okay. Back to the beginning. Okay, so what are white folks supposed to do? Check this out. I'm gonna show you this. Check this out.
I'm gonna show you something too, because just that speaks on your first video.
Okay.
It seems harder and harder to ignore that the echoes of replacement theory and other racially motivated views are increasingly coming out into the open.
In a few years, we're going to be a majority brown country. White people will not be the majority in the country anymore.
This will be the first generation ever in American history in which whites will be a minority of the generation at some point.
As of 2007, every year, babies being born in this country, whites now are the minority.
In 2044, everyone is going to be a minority.
As the demographics change, as white people become the minority in the country, which is coming.
Demographics is destiny. Demographics is destiny.
Demographics is destiny, right? The country is changing.
I've been saying it here. Other people have been saying it here for years now, even before Donald Trump. The demographics is destiny.
The white population is declining for the first time in history in America, while the number of multiracial Americans have more than doubled.
So we live in a country where the demographics are changing. It's becoming less white.
Correct.
Okay.
You'll be announcing that we're calling the 38 electoral votes of Texas for the Democratic nominee for president. It's changing. It's going to become a purple state and then a blue state because of the demographics, because of the population growth.
The growth in Texas has been almost entirely driven by non-white population growth, mostly by Hispanic and Latino population growth.
The idea that
if they were saying
whites will not be the majority.
If they were saying black,
it's an exciting transformation of the country. It's an exciting evolution and progress of our country in many different ways.
The white population is declining.
The narrative.
It was always on the upswing. So that speaks to the beautiful diversity of America. It speaks to how that population the demographics will weigh in politically.
I believe anybody who echoes a replacement is to blame. Not for this particular crime, but it's for no purpose except profit and or political benefit. And it's wrong. It's just simply wrong.
Who is running our country? I just have to ask you, because that man right there is that man who couldn't even see the thing.
Right.
He's running our country now.
Probably.
No, it's a narrative when you show me that.
Because on one hand, the people on the left are bragging and can't wait to talk about how white people are diminishing. And if you put black people in if they were saying that black people are diminishing, black people will be up in arms about it.
Because we have been a subjugated group throughout history. With the most stuff, the more I read about the things that were done to the group of people that we call black people, it blows my mind. Like there's 200 times. There was 10,000 sundown towns. Like this didn't happen to white people. So I'm not saying do it back to them, but they're not a subjugated group, so you can't make the comparison, in my opinion. Like to say if they were saying this about Black people, they already did. They more than said it about Black people. That's already happened. Way on a way deeper, way more intricate, way more contrived level.
Okay, so if that's the case, and we understand how wrong it was to have it done to us,
right?
Then why are we perpetuating it against someone
I'm not.
else?
Are you?
No, I'm not saying we specifically, like you
why
and
are
I.
They?
Yes.
I know why they are, because it's a narrative. They're trying to start some race shit. They're trying to start a race war. That's why the left is talking about it. Like the left is talking about it so much that it's making the right rile
But it's
up.
crazy that they'll say on one hand that race replacement theory is racist, and on the other hand they'll brag about how white people are diminishing.
Right. That's the whole law of confusion and chaos. It's like, I really believe it's just meant to cause the divide, and it's working. That's the problem.
Well, you know, because that will be startling to white people when you see the graphs and charts and actually see that your population is decreasing. I mean, yeah, that would panic anybody. Nobody wants to go extinct.
I mean, but what the thing is that white has changed so much over the years. It was just European, and then it became like the Spanish population that comes here. They're considered white. A lot of Asians consider themselves white. A lot of Latinos, not just from Spain, but a lot of Latinos from Dominica, and which is funny because they have the Dominican Republic shares an island with Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We don't call Haitians Latinos. That's weird. But anyway, because they're on the same island. I just but yeah, no, there's white has changed. Like, remember when Italians weren't white, and then like everybody, they were like, oh, we need more white people, and they bring them in. So I don't know, like, what white race is diminishing? Just white Americans? Is that what they're worried about? White nationalists? I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, Black people
is the rhetoric.
Black, we don't even
the
have
rhetoric is definitely provocative. I know that.
It is. Let me show you something.
Okay.
Make it so I can share though. That this is one of the things that why I say it's a narrative. 1 second. It's funny.
I mean, I know it's a narrative, but I'm just talking about how they seem to be
how they should
about both narratives at the same time. They're talking out of the side of their neck.
Right. I know. Well, that goes to show too, because this post has been removed.
I hate that.
I hate when they do that. I wonder why. It was funny.
Yeah, I hate when I be wanting to save something too.
Oh no, I think it still plays. I don't know what it means by it's removed and then they still have it. Isn't that funny? Oh, there goes Jeff. Okay, here, I'll share. Come on, get big. When you see it, you see the whole Reddit screen, right? Not just the video.
I see the whole, everything.
Yeah, it won't get big. Sorry about that. So we'll just deal with it. But this is.
If dogs could talk, what would they say?
My Caucasian people should accept their extinction and your over-reliance on civilization. Your use of birth control pills is really astounding the world.
I did not understand her.
Here, I'll play it again. He said his question was, if dogs could talk, what would they say? And her answer was,
what would they say?
My Caucasian people should accept their extinction and your over-reliance on civilization. Your use of birth control pills is really astounding the world.
What?
He said, oh, okay.
Wow.
So
yeah, telling somebody to get ready for their extinction is like backing an animal into a corner.
Right. It's going to make them exactly. And so when you look at the outcome, then people should realize that it's on purpose and not fall for it.
What do you mean not fall for it? It is happening. I mean, the borders are open. They can, not just here in Europe too. They could letting all kind of people over there, right?
You mean the invasion? I saw something that said foundational white American. Did you see that?
No.
Somebody who was here before the 32 million immigrants came. Foundational white American. They're falling funny. For it.
Well, it seems
this was like Mexico. Like, what do you mean? I mean,
but it seems to me that that's literally what they're doing, even though they're saying they're not doing it. They're talking outside their neck. and white people are like, I mean, like I said, they were saying that about black people, and I understand your argument that black people were marginalized in a way that other people weren't. I get that, right? But it doesn't really matter moving forward.
Well, okay, so how are they really getting
They might
replaced?
even have it coming.
How are they? How are they
Let's be
really
real
getting?
about it. They might even have it coming. Let's be real about it, right?
Right.
Let's say that they have it coming. Their extinction is well warranted.
It's like
Let's just say
the
that that's true.
parasite must go.
Right?
Yes, the
Right?
parasite.
Right. What are they going to do? Are they going to just go quietly into the night?
No, of course
Are
they're
they going
not.
to take us right? Are they going to take as many of us out with them as they can? Like, what are we asking?
First off, they need to figure out if they're really going extinct. Like that's not.
No, that is really happening.
Way? How though? In what way? Because they're still having more babies in the U.S. at least. Okay, show me something.
Oh God,
I thought that because
okay, well then as far as
I mean abortions, black people are still having the most abortions across across the entire United States, but it's black people aborting their children. And then it's this gun violence. They never speak on it, but there's 1,000 black men dying per month. If you tell me there's 1,000 white people dying per month, from gun violence, like from from community inflicted harms, I will be shocked. I don't think that that's happening.
Right. But all I know is if they keep egging on white people, that's what I was going to say about what you just said. Yeah, you're comparing, like what black people do to each other. I don't think kind of fits into the conversation. Like if we're killing ourselves, yeah, they're dying,
but we're dying though.
But they're doing it to ourselves. Like somebody's doing it to the white people.
Right. Are we stop? But you don't think that that's being done to black people?
Progressive policies.
That's being done to black people. You don't think that's being done to black people?
Yes, and we don't like it.
Right. I know, but I'm saying like you can't say that we're killing ourselves. You're saying we're killing ourselves. That's not necessarily true. That's way too surface. That's not. I mean.
Okay. All right. What I'm trying to because you understand I'm trying to keep the conversation simple because we can get into the intricacies of it. And you are right in that, like we were talking about cycle music before. Yeah, you're absolutely right in that it's not absolute that black people are doing it to each other the way that I maybe I didn't say it correctly, but that's not really the point. The point that I'm trying to make is there's a lot of people on the left that are calling a lot of people on the right racists because they're afraid that their population is dwindling and soon they will not be represented. And at the same time, these people that are calling these people racist for being afraid of it are taunting them that they're doing it to them. And I'm just like, okay, so what do you do? Like, what do you do if you white?
So you just want to know what they should do, like what their response should be, because no, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, so maybe the thing is to raise awareness about that. We were just talking about that, like how the people that swear they see the truth and all the divisiveness and all that stuff are the ones that are the most affected by it. They're so quick to jump on the race,
I mean, can't everybody survive and thrive?
Yeah, but now you're bringing it back to my other point is that if it comes down to actual extinction or people being diminished, that's not just happening to them at all, like that at all. That's
happening to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So then everybody should probably come together and turn around and go burn down those big towers because that's who's orchestrating everything.
So
the people buying into it is not a good thing. It's very bad to buy into it.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to imagine, like, I'm trying to walk in, the white boy's shoes for a minute, and I'm just trying to imagine, like, if that shit was coming down, they were saying that shit about black folks like that, I would just be like, "Woo, this is an issue."
Are we hearing it from anybody besides politicians, though? Like, do you have white friends?
That might be a metaverse thing, huh? That's true. It might be. Exactly. It might be. That's true.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, David, all the people we saw were on mics
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I don't necessarily see it in the hood or in the neighborhoods or
any of my white people that I know are not saying that. Like it's not really a thing. There's extremists.
So maybe it's just a metaverse creation.
It could be. And if you stop watching it or going to those spaces, like they have to go away.
Huh. Interesting. Just live, right? Just do your thing.
Like, what
I
are
guess,
you going through? You know,
right.
like.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it comes down to just worry about you and what you're doing.
Because otherwise you're getting triggered by politicians, which happens to the best of us, but like that never leads anywhere except for where they want it to lead, the politician.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. That's probably the best answer that best advice that I would probably have to give somebody if I was giving advice. I'd just be like, just ignore it.
Right, exactly. Because when you show up and do all that's exactly what causes. It's exactly what they want. Number one, obviously, but it's what causes the fighting, the wars, the infighting. Yeah.
Because what's going to be is going to be, but at the same time, you can't necessarily ignore it when they got people flooding in the borders like that, when they just open the borders.
That's the thing. I think that's a different issue. I do. I think that's a different issue.
Well, no, it's part of the same issue.
Well, it's a pretend consequence, like I don't believe that that's actually, if it's happening to, I used to say this too. I used to say, you guys better watch the Mexicans. I'm like, they got next, like whatever we got going on, right? Watch, they're going to, next thing you know, like we need to really watch them because nobody's paying attention because they're quiet and they, as a group. And I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound like, what?
You do sound like,
okay.
but they do, what I will say is they do seem to have more a sense of camaraderie with one another than Black folks do.
Hell yeah. Yeah. They also
I wonder what do you do about that? How do you do, like, because like, when Latinos get in a group, you can see them, they can bond, they just like feel it, but like, we still looking each other up and down, like, what you want.
Yeah.
We don't even smile in the street. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna write a song about that because I was
have
like,
a clip.
I can't
even,
play it?
I want to play it. Oh shit. Okay, you're gonna have to pause for me, but because I know where it is.
Okay, but I was writing a poem about that because I was like, I gotta say what's up to my niggas on the street and in the club, and when I'm getting something to eat, you know what I'm saying? Because I just want to see them and just be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, because nobody, I don't know how to like, how do you do that to make it so that we feel a sense of community from what we've gone through?
Yeah, I mean, think about like you see the FBA community on Twitter, and they just are so anti-Black immigrant, I should say. And that bothers me so much because I'm like, you guys, you came together for a cause. Like, how are you kicking other Black people out of this cause? Like, it's just insane to me.
Right.
I mean, and then the time that we did come together, the BLM thing, it was so.
Well, we didn't come together for BLM.
I mean,
that was just a siphon. That was just a DNC siphon. That's all that was.
I mean, I know that, and you know that, but a lot of people didn't. And when they find out, all it does is devastate them further. It's like,
yeah. I mean, I feel like the Million Man March was probably coming together. I think that was probably
which was
the Million Man March. I think that was probably a great sense of camaraderie then.
But that was still like a specific.
I think it just needs to be reflected in the music and the culture, and it just needs to, people just need to start doing it. Just like, you just gotta let it go and just be, what's up? That's my homie. That's my brother. Everybody's your brother, really.
I've written about it too, but with girls, because girls have that same kind of thing. Like, we can't even look at each other in earnest and be like, and have a good thought or a good feeling or be a friend. I mean, that whole catty thing comes from girls.
But it's a trigger. Yeah, it's a trigger. What triggers us? What makes it that way?
It's
what makes it so that I'm just as cautious about poor Black people as I am about that crazy group of KKK members.
Right. Even more so. It makes it because situations make it like that. We literally have to. We can blame everything a million times over. We could blame everything, like blame society and history and modern teachings of those things. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves. And it's very hard to get to that point when you see somebody who's so close to murdering someone and like a hug would just make that go away. Nobody wants to take that risk. But here, let me play this real quick. Yeah.
That's who they matter to. We kill each other for Black Lives Matter. Like, they got mad when I said I don't support Black Lives Matter. We kill each other all day. We talk about each other all day. You know who talk about me the most on the internet? Niggas. Niggas. You know what's worse than a nigga? 2 of them. Make you don't want to be a nigga. Yeah, man, it don't be nobody else talking about me. It be niggas, my own people that look like me. Talk about me like a dog. Kick me when I'm down. Can't wait. look at Gates. Went to jail. They celebrated, clapped their hands. It was happy. I don't look at color and see race no more. I see real and fake. That's it.
There you go.
So you ready for the smoke?
I don't want no smoke, but I ain't.
Yeah, but you know, I feel him with what he's saying right there. I mean, especially with the lack of cohesion in what we call the Black community.
Exactly. And how do you, that's a big question. How do you get through that, get past that, I don't know, what makes that, like, say, let's just bring Latino or the Latino community as an example, like what makes them have their, their camaraderie, what makes them come together? I mean, we come together.
I think honestly that it's probably different in America than it is in other places. I think that, for example, Nigerians, when they see another Nigerian or something like that, I think they probably have it. And I think that it has to do with the breaking up of the families during slavery here in America that did that to us in particular.
On purpose.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Go on the bottom left where it says mute.
I can't hear you at all.
Go to where it says, go on the bottom left where it says microphone. Go to where it says microphone.
Okay.
And click it and make sure all your stuff is right.
It is. It's not on. It's the same as it was. Built-in microphone. I can try this. Hold on. How's that?
Can you hear me? Well, I can hear you fine.
It went so low. Oh wait. Talk.
I can hear you fine.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. That was weird. I don't know why.